Good girl.
Hey, it's Nicole here with Eva. We're going to be working on loose leash walking. Just the basics. I know you guys have these special collars for them, the martingale collars. Helps them when they're pulling and everything like that. That's excellent. And just because they're a little bit smaller, even though they're really strong, we want to make sure that we're doing gentle corrections. So making sure that, you know, when you do correct them with the leash, just a slight little pop of your wrist off to the side. Okay, and obviously as you can hear, I have a lot of distractions in here. We have some other dogs waiting for training as well. So first thing, when we want to start our dogs on a walk, I know you have 3 of them, so walking is very interesting for you guys. I know you said Wally is kind of the leader, so he likes to go off into the front, check everything out. So we're going to start with the dogs individually. And making sure that everybody is walking nicely individually is really key to ensuring that they can walk properly together. Alright, so Miss Eva's ready to go. Alright, so first thing, what we're going to do is make sure that she's sitting. She's in a nice heel position on the side. You want to make sure that she's calm. When you guys bring your dogs out for a walk, you want to make sure that they're calm, ready to go, they're ready to work. Ready? Sit. Good. Sit, Eva. Good sit. Alright, so I'm just going to start walking her immediately. I know I'm kind of going to go off camera for a little bit, but I'll come right back. And one of the key things to walking is that when you do have your dog that's kind of starting to get ahead of you, instead of, you know, pulling all the time back on the leash or telling them, no, no, you want to make sure that you can direct them to go back to that heel. Basically, all you're going to use is your legs. I'll do a demonstration of that in just a second here. Alright, so Miss Eva's ready to go. She's sitting nicely. She knows something's going on. She was sitting nicely. Let's get that right back there. Eva, sit. Good sit. Good sit, Eva. Alright, so I'm going to start walking. Now I'm just going to give them an okay word, like, you know, let's go, time to move, walk, what have you, but I'm just going to say let's go. Good girl. Alright, so she's at a heel right now. Alright, so when she does start pulling ahead just like this, a little bit ahead of me, all I'm going to do is just give a little bit of a tug on the leash, just with my wrist here, so it's not going to be a hard tug or anything like that, just a little hook. But when I'm going to start walking, I'm going to start walking with my legs going up. So when you want to get her back into that heel position, sit. No, sit. Good girl. So you start getting her back into that heel position without always having to pull back on the leash. We're just going to make a left-hand turn. We're going to use our legs to tell our dog where to go. So if you have that left-hand turn and your leg's coming up, you're going to put it right in front of your dog. And your dog has no choice but to hang back into that heel position and remain in that position while you're trying to make the turn. Okay, so we'll do that right now. Eva, let's go. Good girl. Okay, so a little bit ahead. Want to make sure that I'm using my leg. A little bit of a tight space right here, that's okay. She's doing really well. Okay, and whenever we stop, we want to make sure that she goes right to a sit. Sit. Here we go. Good girl. Good. Alright, so we're going to start walking again. Let's go. Yep. Okay. Yep. Yep. Leave it. Leave it. Good girl. Yep. Stop. Good girl. Yep. Sit. Good girl. Alright, so all I did there was just a little bit of a tug. Sit. There we go. Good girl. Just a little bit of a little tug on that leash, making sure that she knows, hey, that's not what I asked you to do. You can sit down, but I want you to stay sitting. She stands up. We want to make sure that we correct that. She needs to go right back to a sit. The sitting during walking is really important. When you come to a stop at a corner, a busy corner, let's say, you want to make sure that your dogs are safe and they need to remain in that heel position right next to you. You need to know where they are at all times and making sure that they're always safe. So having it become a habit of stopping or making them sit every single time you stop is really important. And also, it looks really impressive when you're walking your dogs and you stop and they just all go to a sit. All right, so we're going to start walking again. Eva girl. Eva girl, sit. Good girl. Good girl. Again, a lot of distractions in here. Always good. You want to make sure that the dogs are always being challenged. They always have distractions around, so training in a place that has absolutely nothing to intrigue the dog doesn't really make any sense because they're going to go out into the world and just be intrigued with everything. So having distractions, new people, other dogs around, sounds, smells is also very important. Can you sit? Sit. No. Sit. Good girl. Come here. Let's go. Let's go. No. Come on. Good girl, Eva. No. Good girl. Sit. Yes, good. Sit. All right. Oh, I'll turn off the camera. Sit over there. Good girl. Sit. No. Sit. No. No. Sit. There we go. Good. Sit, Eva. Good. Sit. And you know, when you don't have a lot of treats or anything, you know, you're on a walk, you don't have time to stuff your pockets full of food, making sure that they're getting affection is really important. You want to make sure that they're rewarded with touch and love while you're out and about, so they don't have to be reminded that, well, every time I do this or that, I always get food, so if they don't have food, I'm not going to do it. But in the end, you really want to make sure that your dogs follow through with all the commands, so something as simple as sitting, making sure that once you ask them, you can't just give up afterward and say, she just doesn't feel like sitting right now, so let's just go. So that way the dog will learn, hey, I didn't have to do it the first time, so I don't have to do it the second time either. So when you ask them to sit, make sure that they always follow through, they always sit down. It's very important. All right, so we're going to go around one more time here. Let's go. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Very good. Very good. Sit. No. Sit. All right, excellent. We do have, obviously, as you can hear, we made a point to have a loud dog in here, so we can make sure that the dogs are distracted with the noise she's doing in a